It's time to shine through. You may fuck on my grave, I will stand up and wave. Take whatever you need to be you. You've got a tiger's eye, I've got a wolf's. You're the northern pines, I'm the redwood forest. You are to the ocean what the earth is to the sky. You're a baker's dozen, I'm a pumpkin pie. Come buy me crack and egg if you wanna fry. Love you only, darling. If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, I'd hammer in the evening, all over this land. I'd hammer out danger, I'd hammer out a warning, I'd hammer out love between my brothers and sisters, all over this land. If I had a bell, I'd ring it in the morning, I'd ring it in the evening, all over this land. I'd ring out danger, I'd ring out a warning, I'd ring out love between my brothers and sisters, all over this land. If I had a song, I'd sing it in the morning, I'd sing it in the evening, all over this land. I'd sing out danger, I'd sing out a warning, I'd sing out love between my brothers and sisters, all over this land. I've got a hammer, and I've got a song, and I've got a bell to ring all over this land. It's the hammer of justice, it's the bell about freedom, it's a song about love between my brothers and sisters, all over this land. Can you do it once more? Yes, I've got a hammer, and I've got a bell, and I've got a song to sing all over this land. It's the hammer of justice, it's the bell of freedom, it's a song about love between my brothers and sisters, all over this land. take whatever you need. Don't mind if I bleed you. Whatever you need to be you. Coming back.
All right.
Are we back?
We're back.
Planet Green Trees. Hey, Melanie, Maxine Davis. I'm talking to you, and I'm pointing right directly at you. We're saying hello because you're sitting at the table with us, and we're back on the air. And so now, we want to try to get some other people through here and just offer up really, your thoughts on the 420th episode, being a part of the celebration here.
I love it. I'm so excited. I'm honored, truly, to be here because it really is on my bucket list to have a smoke with John Sinclair.
That's very cool.
And I'm going to do it, right? We going to do it?
Would you smoke some cannabis tonight, John? Is that possible?
I think so.
He's shaking his head yes for everybody out there.
I think so.
And you're sitting right next to Mr. Hash Bash as well, so the joint can be further enchanted. So, hey, and Peanut Butter
very exciting.
has joined us, and Gersh Avery, and of course used to be on the show for a long time during many of these 420 episodes, especially early on. What are your thoughts on the 420th episode?
That's quite the longevity. And stick-to-itiveness. I'm really happy to see that Michael's made it this far. The show has made it this far.
It is particularly cool. Yeah.
It's awesome. I think it's so cool. There's a lot of legends in this room, including you.
Hey, we wanted to celebrate with a lot of people who've been around doing some good stuff for a long time, and the show's been a part of capturing that history and talking to people, or at least talking about them in some cases. And so this is for short notice. A lot of people were motivated to want to come together and be a part of this tonight. Adam mentioned earlier, happy to be part of the 420th show. Doesn't hurt that it's a situation where we are in a private place where we can smoke. But
whoa, hey, hello, there we are. You lost my headphones, but that's all right.
By the way, Michael is mingling with people and
disappeared.
just entranced in the whole situation here and talking to everybody and having a great time. But all the congratulations are going to make it to him because, of course, he'll review the show and listen to it thoroughly when he has a chance later on. What do you got?
Oh, no, it was just my headphones went out. There we go. I'm back now. No, it's just interesting because 420 has become this national holiday thing. It's the most unique thing that when it comes to something, branding or a connection that you've seen in generations in this country. For years, everything connected to weed was underground. And in no way, shape, or form has 420 ever been meant to be underground. It was not a scarlet letter. It was the complete opposite. People wore it with pride. At the time, I was in the head shop business, and in the catalogs, all of a sudden, the stickers and the patches started showing up. And I was like, this is a fad, because I knew the bikers used to all wear the number 13. The weed bikers would wear a 13, and the coke bikers would wear an 8-ball. So I knew the number 13 was popular. We sold that. But the 420 thing all of a sudden started to take off. And then all of this crazy nonsense about where it came from and how it started and what it became.
I was just going to ask you what your thought was.
What does it mean? What does it mean and who and how? And this is great. And I used to say one thing and then I realized, no, I better change what I say because the reality, the lore is better than the truth. And people think 420 means all kinds of things. More power to you. I have an alarm that goes off on my phone at 420 every day. It's the most ridiculous fucking thing you ever heard of in your life. Okay? No. And I used to laugh at people that did that. But the reality is that I'm in the weed game. And if I don't know when it's 420, I got a problem. So I got to know. And I'm not always paying attention for one reason or another. So it's important that I got it. So it's affected me. But
I thought you were trying to shame me.
No, not at all. The point is the 420 thing has become internationally known it's not even like reggae music, man. You used to know if someone was into reggae music, they could get you weed.
And so at this point, it doesn't matter its origin. It has a.
Oh, it does matter its origin.
It does. Okay.
Well, of course, every origin matters, doesn't it?
Okay, sure.
We don't let.
I'm trying to take your.
We don't let lies
take your
be
story
told.
to a conclusion.
Yeah.
But,
So the reality is, 420 was started by these cats down in San Rafael, California, who would meet at 420 every day.
they'd meet at a
after
place,
school.
and it'd always be around 420 by the time they got
and that's
there.
all it was about.
That's my understanding of it too.
And that eventually got out into High Times and the Grateful Dead culture, and they promoted it. And then it started to become mainstream, which now it is. But at the same time, we're legalizing pot. So we've got this legal market who's now embracing this formerly underground symbol. Just like, and this was the most amazing thing, and I'm going to add this to my repertoire. The Christians used to use the fish, you're aware, that they would meet, and one would draw one half. And if the other was a Christian, he could draw the other.
Yeah.
Right. So underground symbols have been there forever. This was this culture's symbol. That's pretty neat. I think it's cool.
That's very cool.
I'm not into it at all. I'm happy to have a gig on 420. That's kind of cool. I'd throw a 420 party because it's cool.
It's kind of cool. The 420 show ends up right near the 420 weekend.
That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So 420 is cool.
It is. It's very cool.
I'm fascinated by the fact that it has become.
It's
what
become
it is.
something, right? I agree.
And that's the cool part about it.
How many times does it come
There
up
he
like
is.
just randomly? You notice that you just be somewhere and like that's the time, or it comes up like
I did it today at work.
like it's a random thing.
Yeah, it's a thing. Yeah, you keep an eye on it. Yeah, for sure.
Tiger's game ended at 420.
There you go, perfect. So Michael obviously came back, and while you were gone, Melanie and Peanut Butter both recognized how cool the 420th show was and offered up their congratulations.
Appreciate it.
So
Thank you very
we'll get
much.
some more people through here
Thanks for
to
being
do
here.
that too while we're talking about stuff.
Gersh
Yes,
is the
thank you,
entire.
Michael.
Thanks for coming tonight, Melanie. Appreciate it. We're going to have you back on in weeks to come, as we know. Gersh, I know. Gersh used to come on the show. He was the only one that knew anything about medical marijuana back then. He would take up the entire episode talking about healing and stuff. It was really quite fascinating. Adam, and now stepping to the mic over here is Eric Gunnels. You mentioned people who,
Politicians.
activists that become out.
Yeah.
Eric's always proud to say he's a good friend of mine, and his, he's stepped up. He's legislated.
As a purist, that was when I was organizing Hash Bash. If you were an elected official, I'd give you 2 minutes. And that's how Chuck Ream got to speak the first time. He said, "Hey, I'm an elected
Right.
I don't care.
Right.
I don't care what party you're a part of.
Right.
I don't care nothing." Gary Johnson called and said, "Hey, I want to come speak at Hash Bash." And oh, by the way, and then a week after, I'm going to announce that I'm running for president of the United States, so I may mention it on the diag. Okay, you can come.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I was able to make him a deal that I'd vote for him anytime his name was on the ballot, which had me out of the last election and dealing with those two idiots because I didn't have to pick sides. So, but yeah, I appreciate guys like Eric. I mean, he's one of us who became one of them.
Right.
That's all.
Right.
It's kind of like a prosecuting attorney that becomes a defense attorney.
Right.
Some of the best.
Right. I feel that I just want everybody to look at that example and do the same. Take over your community, run for public office. You could have so much influence in public office.
I got to ask you, because I want people to understand this. How many votes did it take to get you elected the first time?
Approximately 370 something the first time, and then it went up by 26% in 2016.
No problem. My point to people is that very few people realize how few votes it's required to make it on your local council, commission, whatever, let alone become the president because you got the most votes, because you're the local weed activist who might have opened his mouth, and everybody already was on your side. So,
exactly.
I can remember going to the Royal Oak City Commission just before my first raid for some reason, and explaining to them that you're opting out of medical marijuana. This was back in the day.